think maybe there's some potential for some economic development in Illinois through the use of hydraulic fracturing technology. We're hopeful that it could be significant economic development, particularly for southern Illinois and as well as the state as a whole. We know in Pennsylvania and Ohio where they've used this technology, it's been huge for jobs. Naturally, when you have economic development in the state, tax revenue comes along with that, and we're hopeful that with the jobs this could create, with the businesses, small businesses as well as large businesses that could come to Illinois because of this, that we could see significant revenue to the state.
Had some concerns about the fracking process, particularly as it relates to the water supply, both because of the amount of water that's used in fracking and because it can be contaminated in the process. The chemicals that are used for fracking involve some chemicals that are known toxins. The issue is that in some cases where fracking has been practiced in other states, the fracking fluid chemicals or the natural gas that's produced through the fracking has migrated into the water supply. We're very encouraged by the law that's coming out of the Senate now because we think it's a really strong first step to protect well casing integrity, require transparency about what's in the fracking fluid, and then have some regulations that govern the disposal of that fluid in a transparent, accountable, and responsible way.
Senator Frerichs introduced legislation to regulate this type of production over a year ago. He brought the players together. We've sat down and had negotiations between the industry, the business community, the environmental community, as well as the agriculture community. And we've actually kind of had a breakthrough recently with all that diverse group of players coming together with an agreement on legislation.
One of the things I wanted to do in bringing this bill forward was just to make sure we preserved our aquifers and our drinking water here in the state of Illinois. Fracking hasn't come into the state yet, but it's looking to come in sometime soon, and I wanted to be proactive. I wanted to make sure that we had some transparency and some accountability in place so that people know what's being pumped under their houses, and that we know that we have safe wells that are protecting from any sort of leaks, and that we know what we're going to be able to do with that water as it comes back to the surface so it doesn't get into our lakes and streams. This was brought about because of safety concerns, but at the same time there are a lot of people out of work in the state of Illinois and we have serious budget issues. So if there is an industry that can create jobs, can bring in revenue for the state of Illinois, we don't want to stop that. We just want to make sure it's done in a responsible manner. And after several months of negotiations with the industry, I think we produced a good bill that is going to bring that level of transparency and accountability, and yet still at the same time make sure that Illinois is competitive for this new industry in creating jobs.